Roby 1, Mobile Robo, Part 3 out here in Warren at Pine Grove Cemetery. Looking for the early Warren elites and anything of Freemasonic value or secret symbolism. John Abigail Crabtree. This guy must be important. He was from the 1700s. 1726 he was born, so that's an oldie. These ones are tough to make out. It's from 1780. Gershom Makepeace. Here it is. Found it right off. All those early guys are right over in this area, the early settlers. To me, these were all the early Masons and possibly the early witches. It could be Order of the Eastern Star. That's a rare symbol to see. You see it every now and again. This one is very hard to make out. It says 81st year of his age, and he died in 1789, so he was born 1708. Can't even make that out. Definitely related to the Makepeace. Thomas, son of Major Gershom and Jeannie Makepeace, died 1772. Battle of Long Island. Never heard of that battle. These are the early elites right here. Now, Gershom Makepeace was one of the guys who came with Solomon Keyes and Asahel Fairbanks, which I showed you all of them so far. They're right over here. The first ones to create a dam to supposedly start building over here. But all those buildings are mud flooders. So that leaves that folk tale somewhat speculative. Rollin, Sanderson. There's only a few more of those redstone ones. This one's not even readable. I like the top of this one. Too bad you can't make out the symbology. That's far too gone. Something gray or gray. John Elizabeth Patrick. These people died with smallpox. Samuel, son of Mr. It says Samuel Fun. It must mean son of Mr. and Mrs. John Elizabeth Patrick, who died with the smallpox January 8, 1798, age 5. Mutations, bloom of life, and dress by the right to dwell below the skies. It's tough to see. Huh. There's a small portion of people in the Sturbridge graveyard who died of smallpox. A few guys are giving them to the Indians on purpose. Goes around, comes around. Here's the skull. And I looked that symbol up, and it supposedly means poison. So what's this guy named? Mr. Patrick. It's tough to see that. It's important too. So let's look at these, because these are the Patricks. Alright, so here's Nathan Reed, another prominent figure, the wife. the one who came up with the idea. What was it? The steam engine? Before, 18 years before it was actually released. I think that's what it says about this fact. Let's see if we can look it up real quick here. I'm going to report on Molly. Alright, so let's see. Nathan Reed. I do have his name written down here somewhere. This Ramsdale, William Lincoln. The Whipples, the Walkers. There it is. Son of Major Reuben. A 1775 Minuteman. And Tamison M. Reed was granted graduate of Harvard, 1781. Elected Congress 1803, later Chief of Justice Court, invented a machine to cut the heads off nails, and adapted a steam-powered navigation. He was the first to invent and construct a locomotive engine and steam engine in 1789. He invented a prototype steamboat 18 years before Fulton's. So there's an important part of history right there, and that's the graves of these. Captain Nathan Reed, whose strength in mind and integrity were eminent, united, who died in June 9, 17, in his 82nd year. 1703 he was born. Grapes, symbology, definitely royalty. Mr. Nathaniel Reed, who died in the service of his country in 1758. Rubens. Well, we found the graves I was looking for. That's got to be his wife, his, and possibly his son. Hannah Reed. This has got to be his daughter, Reuben Reed. This guy had proper stones for his whole family. Let's get over to these older ones. The one who finds is the one who seeks. Wiley. John Patrick, who died December 1797 in his 86th year, his age. The first wave, all right here. This was 86, so that was 1711 he was born, if you do the math. This one's almost impossible to read. All right. So let's get over to here. William. Vere, it looks. William Miguel Ninjin. That's odd. Lucy Bliff. The little one behind it. Alright. Now I'm starting to understand this graveyard. Every time, this is probably my 5th time here. There's a creep factor in this graveyard, but for some day today, there's a real peace in the air. Thank God. More Patricks. Mr. Matthew Patrick. Nice. Elizabeth Brown. Back at the Reeds, just cross over to the next tier. Bunch of no-namers. Could be all part of the Reeds family. Definitely. What's that one say? Robert Blair. Early 17s. Mrs. Jeanette. It's tough to make that out. Some of these old names are Jenny Crawford. The little guys. Looking at animals over here trying to dig something up. It's an odd stone. It's hard to make that out too. It does say something on there. Heck. Bod. What is that? That's pretty strange. There's a creep factor to it. Average people don't even come around to see this stuff to even know. People are so oblivious to history. Silas Switzer. Now that's a cool name. Sloan Switzer. Where the name Silas actually comes from. Something I'll have to look up. It seems to be an older name you see back then. Alright. Mary Keys. Another old one right there too, redstone. Nothing on it. Fancy type symbol in the middle. It's a nice one. Can't make it out though. Tom something. Some open book ones. I've seen these before. Yarn. Some kind of capes hanging off of it. All these things had some special meaning that we are not aware of. And that's why you gotta dig. Acid Keys Field. I think they had keys for the middle name. Someone's last name for their middle name. That's rare. These ones are tough to make out. Jonathan Gleason. Bird crap on it. What's it say there? Throw children. What does that say? 3 children. What does that say? You can't make it out. Could that be one of those sacrifices, or did they just die of smallpox? I'm speculating. All right. Whoop, let's check out Benjamin Tripp. I think he's one of them early guys. It obviously means something to them because they did it over. This is the second wave, because he died in the 1800s. Charles Tripp, Hannah Tripp, Abby J, and W. Tripp. Oh, yeah. Let's get all the names of their kids here. Interesting. All right. I don't think I looked at these ones, so let's look at these quick, and then we're going to end it at the mound. And the next segment's going to be all on that back side, which is the side where Molly was taken. Hitchcock. Chance he could have been a Mason too. Mary Hitchcock. There's an oblique over there. I don't think I looked at that one. And that one doesn't get much of the sun. More Hitchcocks. There's no name on this one. Does this represent? Ooh, there was. You can't make it out. Whoever it was, he doesn't get much of the sun. If that sun god theory holds true. Alright. I'm going to end it over here at the mound. We'll take a look up the hill. I know that's where Charles Cummins is buried. And he has the Masonic symbol right on his grave. Look at them all. This goes way up here, and it probably goes down 100 feet the other side. And that's what makes it creepy, because that's the area where Molly was taken out of. So this is what I call the crypt mound, and also the teasing entrance to the underworld. And it's also my theory is there's no doubt the mud flood happened before the 1600s. John Levy's speculating it's in the 1400s, and I believe it was before they came here. But I believe they were here before the 1400s to see what they were going to damage and come back on a reconnaissance. This one's really old school door. It looks like it was black at once too. But one thing I noticed, you know, with the sun goes down over on that side, if you look here, all these obliques, just take a quick glimpse, are like lined up in a row. They're a little out of kilter, but they go all the way up to the top. Nice day out here in Warren, Mass. And Molly Bish, will you rest in peace? Maybe one day people will figure out the truth of what happened to you, but until then, we must research until we find. The mission continues. Roby 1, I'm on.